In this video, we are going to examine solubility curves. Before we start with the curves, though, we need to go over 4 definitions. Solubility refers to if a substance dissolves in another. If you have a saturated solution, the maximum amount of solute is dissolved at that particular temperature. If you have an unsaturated solution, then less than the maximum amount of solute is dissolved. And if you have a supersaturated solution, more than the maximum amount of solute is dissolved at that temperature. Recall as well that as temperature increases, the solubility increases of solids in a solution. And so a solubility curve is going to show the relationship between the solubility of the solute and the temperature of the solution. So here's an example of a solubility curve. And the way that this is done is the solubility in grams per 100 grams of water is plotted on the y-axis, and temperature is plotted along the x-axis. And so you can see that they are curves because they are increasing solubility as temperature increases. Now, if a point falls along the line, so let's take our KNO3 here, so any of these points on the line would be a saturated solution. So that is going to be the maximum amount of solute dissolved at that particular point. Any points that fall above the KNO3 line are supersaturated. Okay. So if you take, for example, 40 degrees Celsius, and you were able to dissolve 75 grams in 100 grams of water, we would say that this is supersaturated. If you have any points below this curve, it is unsaturated. So taking that 40 degrees point again, if you had only 25 grams dissolved in 100 grams of water, we would say that that is unsaturated. All right, so we get a lot of valuable information from the graph, which is providing us the solubility of the substance as the temperature of the solution changes. Alright, so let's interpolate or estimate the value of the solubility of the 3 compounds at these various temperatures. We're going to start with NaNO3 at 0 degrees Celsius. So NaNO3 is our yellow curve here. At 0 degrees Celsius, we are at roughly 70 grams per 100 grams of water. So that means we could take 70 grams of NaNO3 at 0 degrees Celsius, and we should be able to dissolve it in 100 grams of water. Our second one, if we take KNO3 at 80 degrees Celsius, we can guesstimate it's around 130 grams per 100 grams of water. And finally, our last one, NaCl at 90 degrees Celsius, is at roughly 50 grams per 100 grams of water. We can also do the reverse, so if we're given a solubility, we can figure out what the temperature of the solution is. So we're going to start with 100 grams per 100 grams of water for NaNO3. So let's go to our 100 gram mark. We're going to go across to our yellow curve and then read down. That is roughly at 50 degrees Celsius. Our second one, so NaCl, is at 50 grams per 100 grams of water, which happens at about 90 degrees Celsius. And our last one, 75. If we read down, we're roughly maybe about 55 degrees Celsius here.